Halloween wasn't a holiday I grew up celebrating. In Nigeria, we didn't have carved pumpkins, fake skeletons, or haunted house decorations, just stories passed down about spirits and ancestors, real enough to keep us indoors on certain nights. So, when my cousin Amanda, who now lived in New York City, invited me to visit and help out after her baby was born, I thought I'd just be spending time with family and getting to know the city. I didn't even think about Halloween, let alone about any kind of haunting. I'd never been to New York City, so I was excited. When I arrived, Amanda's apartment was exactly as I'd expected, cozy, clean, and simple. It was different from the places around her, though. Almost every other building had Halloween decorations up, fake cobwebs, plastic bats, even full-size skeletons sitting on porches and peeking from windows. But Amanda's apartment had nothing. The front door was plain and clean, not a single Halloween decoration in sight. I asked Amanda about it, and she just laughed, saying, "Rose, you know we don't celebrate Halloween. I'm not into all that monster stuff." She waved it off easily. Her husband, Sam, was always working the night shift at the hospital, so it was just Amanda, the baby, and me in the evenings. I'd be lying if I said the quiet nights didn't feel a bit eerie, but Amanda's calmness always reassured me. The first few days were peaceful. Amanda's neighborhood was calm during the day, and the fall weather made the city feel both crisp and cozy. I got used to the rhythm of taking care of the baby, helping Amanda with cooking and chores, and just talking with her. It was refreshing being with family. But on my third night there, things started getting strange. That evening, we were chatting in the living room, and Amanda mentioned Halloween again. She told me that on Halloween night, people here lock up and stay indoors, but not because they're afraid of real spirits. "It's just tradition here," she said, smiling. "But some people say that Halloween is when the spirit world comes close to ours. You're supposed to dress up to scare away evil spirits." I laughed, but Amanda didn't even flinch. "People actually believe that?" I asked. She shrugged. "Rose, you've heard the stories back home. People everywhere are afraid of something, you know." The room grew quiet, and I noticed Amanda's smile fade just a little. "But Halloween's harmless," she added quickly. "There's nothing to be afraid of. We've never had any problem." I nodded, trying to shake off the uneasy feeling that was creeping in. But that night, just as I was drifting to sleep, I heard something strange. It was around midnight when a soft humming sound began outside the window. At first, I thought it was just the wind, but the hum grew louder, more like a low chant. I sat up, straining to listen. The sound rose and fell, like a strange tune from far away, and for some reason, it sent chills through me. I got up and went to Amanda's room, hoping she was awake. She was sitting on her bed, cradling the baby, but her eyes were fixed on the window, listening. "Amanda, do you hear that?" I whispered. She nodded, her face unusually calm. "Don't worry, Rose. It's just kids or someone playing around. Halloween pranks." But something in her voice seemed forced, like she was brushing off something she didn't want to think about. I couldn't shake off the chill I felt, but I tried to brush it off too. It was just Halloween, just kids playing pranks. The next day, I tried to get my mind off the strange humming, convincing myself it had just been kids fooling around. I took the baby for a walk and strolled around the neighborhood. The Halloween decorations were everywhere, grinning skeletons on lawns, airy tombstones, life-sized witches stirring cauldrons. There was a creepy vibe, but the bright daylight made it all seem harmless, almost funny. But then I saw a little girl sitting on her stoop, staring out at the street with wide, unblinking eyes. She looked about 6 or 7, dressed in a princess costume, but she wasn't smiling or playing. She just sat there, staring straight ahead. "Hello." I greeted her, trying to be friendly. She didn't respond, didn't even blink. I waved a hand in front of her, but she stayed still, like she was in a trance. I felt a prickling fear in the back of my mind. Suddenly, she turned her head towards me, her face blank, her eyes empty. And in a voice that didn't sound like hers at all, she whispered, "They're coming."